love chocolate cake and you also love a good flan, then this is definitely the dessert for you. Let's make a choco flan together, but let me tell you, I make this every single year for my family and they request it all the time. So let's make it together. Into a bowl of flour, baking powder, and salt. Sugar and brown sugar. That's so satisfying. Unsweetened cocoa powder, and whisk well. Now we set this aside for a minute. In a separate bowl, we're going to add in our eggs, milk, vanilla. Oh my God, too much. And melted butter. I let my butter cool for about 5 minutes before adding it in. Take your whisk and whisk well. Now into the dry ingredients we previously mixed, we're going to add in the wet ingredients. Now you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And now we incorporate the wet and dry here. Whisk until everything is smooth, just don't over whisk. Your cake batter will be nice and thick. You can definitely use a handheld electric whisk here, and that will work. But you can also just use a whisk and a spatula. And now I'm going to set this aside for a second. Now what I have here is a 12-cup bundt cake pan, so 10 to 12. It needs to be a large bundt cake pan in order for this to work and it not overflow. And you want to make sure that it is well greased, so nonstick spray or softened butter is, either way is fine. And now what I have here is some just caramel sauce, like the one you use over ice cream or sundaes. And you're going to place about half of a cup on the base. Now you can measure, but I'm just going to eyeball it because I've made this so many times. Now we've placed the caramel on the base, we are ready to place our cake batter right on top of it. Spread evenly and carefully so you don't mess with your caramel base. Now we're just going to tap a little bit so that we don't have any air bubbles in our batter. And we set this aside for a second. Now into a blender, we're going to add our eggs. Now my eggs and milk are all at room temperature in this recipe, so just keep that in mind. Now we're going to add our sweetened condensed milk. I make this Chocoflan every year for the holidays. It's just my family's favorite. It's so good, easy to put together, and it's just wonderful. You can make it the day before. It's perfection. Now we're going to add in our can of evaporated milk and our cream cheese at room temperature. Cut it in cubes so that it's easier to blend. Some vanilla. Now I thought that my mixture would fit in my smaller blender, but it didn't really work out too well, but we're going to continue on blending. Just make sure that you just blend this all in a regular blender. So now we blend just until smooth. Now I have my flan mixture in a jar here for easier pouring, but make sure that when mixing your flan ingredients that you blend for at least 2 minutes. Now with the help of the back of a spoon, we are going to pour our flan mixture all over our chocolate cake. Now you want to cover your cake pan with some aluminum foil. I just realized I ran out, so I'm just going to cover it with another pan. And now I've placed it into a bigger pan here so that we can make like a water bath for this, and then we can bake it. So I'm boiling some water. We're going to place it in the base here, and then I'm going to cover it and place it in the oven to bake. Now we're going to place some boiling water in the bottom pan and just, oh, wait. What is going on today? Now we're going to place boiling water in the base of the bottom pan, and we're going to fill it up about 1 inch from the base of the pan with boiling water. As I mentioned, use aluminum foil to cover it if you have it, but unfortunately, I thought I had and I don't, so I'm just going to cover it with a pan that covers it well and steady. And I'm going to place this into the oven, and we are going to bake our cake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 1 hour and 10 minutes or 1 hour and 15 minutes. You will notice if the cake is baked. Just place a toothpick into the center and then you'll know if it's baked. So let's get to baking our cake. My Chocoflan baked for exactly 1 hour and 25 minutes, and now I took it out of the water as soon as I took it out of the oven and left it at room temperature. And now my cake was at room temperature for about 1 hour, and then I covered it loosely, placed it in the fridge overnight, and you want to leave it for at least 6 to 8 hours. And as I mentioned, overnight is actually best. And with an offset spatula, or if you have a rubber one, it's probably better for your pan, or a butter knife, just gently and carefully go in between the grooves just to make sure everything is loose from the pan before trying to invert it. So we are ready to cut up our flan and enjoy it, but before that, I just wanted to mention that I had some caramel on the base of my pan. So what I did was I took my pan, placed it into a bigger pan, and just placed some boiling water on the bottom pan, and it just all released, and we had some caramel sauce left over here. So I kept that, and also there is some in the middle as well, and there is some on top. So we are ready to go. So let's cut a slice of our Chocoflan. I got so excited that I thought I was filming when I took the first couple bites. So I'm just going to continue on here. You get the memo. It is delicious. It is wonderful. It is perfection. The chocolate cake is perfection. The flan is incredible. You need to give this a try. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.